Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Talk Local to Me. It's Heather Alto, and we are halfway through the year. It is June 8th to be exact. Actually, my cousin's birthday, so I'm going to give a quick shout out to my cousin Tara. Happy birthday. And I can't believe that we're almost halfway through 2022. That rhymed, by the way. Just, I'm telling you, man, I'm here today. Like I'm fueled with my mocha frappe, but I'm running on fumes here. I'm going to the beach, so I've already kind of checked out. What is it? Like you just start to check out.
When are you leaving? Like when are you going?
Well, I mean, I've already left, honestly. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. Yeah, next week.
So I'm leaving Saturday morning at 3 a.m. And so all next week. So Talk Local to Me next week will be we should take it back old school. We should find one with Diane in it.
Yes.
We need to bring Diane back.
Danielle. Yeah.
Yeah, Danielle. So I'm leaving Saturday for a very much needed family vacation in the Outer Banks. And we go with my entire family. It's like 15 of us that go down there and spend a lot of time. So my goal is to not work, but maybe like a smidgen. I wasn't going to take my laptop, but then like I would feel like I left my arm at home. So I got to bring my laptop just in case something, arises. Mm-hmm. But like half my staff is with me because, Autumn, my program director, AKA my daughter, comes with me to, the family vacation. So Andrea will be holding the fort down for us next week. But I'm really looking forward to it. So part of me is already checked out, like, because I'm just busy packing and thinking about all the things that I need to go buy and buying all the things I don't need to buy, but I just want for vacation. So anyway, but the biggest part that I'm having trouble with this whole thing is the gas prices going up. Like, it is crazy.
Oh, it changed 20 cents one day. I got up here, and then when I got here, it was like 4.30 something.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Because on Sunday, when I went to Sam's Club, it was $4.27.
Yeah.
And I told my husband, I said, let's go ahead and fill up my car, like now. He was like, oh, well, it's probably cheaper at Walmart in Bedford. And I said, I don't think so. So we drive up here, and it's $4.49. And I told him, I said, see? And he was like, well, maybe it's going to go down. Just go back and get it tomorrow. Nope. I went back to Sam's Club, and it was $4.49 at Sam's Club. And so I lost 20 cents there. And then I was driving down the road today, and at the 7-Eleven down near Timberlake, it's $4.89. Almost had a heart attack.
Yeah.
So I can't decide if it's like getting ready to hit that, and like some people just haven't changed their prices.
It is. That's what's happening. Yeah. So by the time you leave today or tomorrow, all of them will be up to that.
Well, I don't appreciate that. I guess I'm gonna need to go get gas today before that happens, because I don't want to pay any more for it. But see, that's the thing. So then you're driving to the beach. I am renting a van because I have to carry down all this stuff and extra kids. My littlest one's bringing a friend, and I'm hoping it gets better gas mileage than my old Jeep that I've been clunking around in. So, but we'll see. Yeah. That's like that's the most like thing that's hesitating me about going down there this year is the cost of gas.
Yeah.
I don't care about nothing else. I mean, the price of our room went up a little bit, but not too much. And then, food and everything, but you splurge on that stuff anyway.
That's right. So
I'm about to just walk. 2 years ago, I hit a deer going down, and that wasn't fun. So I know I'm a hot mess going on vacation.
You sound like you really need to go on vacation.
I do need to go on vacation. I do. So, but yeah, I'm excited about that. That's coming up. And then we have, then I have to come back and buckle down because we have all of our major events hit right after that. So Christmas in July, and then Battle of the Bands in August, and then Centerfest in September. And then our disc golf tournament and health and wellness fair in October, which I may add is the weekend following Centerfest. So I'm not really sure what my brain was thinking when I said yes to that. But apparently I'm just a glutton for event punishment. I don't know.
I'm never doing it again. And then you do it again.
I do. And and the bad thing is my staff is never around me when this happens. If they were, we'd probably be doing like less stuff that's like conflicting, because I have a hard time saying no. Mm-hmm. I just need to bring Autumn with me. She is great at that. That she's like a pit bull. I like bring her out and I'm like, hey, if someone needs to say something like mean, here's Autumn. Like, Autumn, can you handle this? Because I'm the one that sits there and is like, yeah, sure. We can do all of that. Autumn's like, no, we cannot. But yeah, so, I'm excited. Summertime's here. The weather has been gorgeous. I'm hoping it stays that way for the beach. But a lot of stuff coming up in our area. A lot of events, not just ours. A lot of events going on. And one thing I'm going to be talking about in the next couple weeks is just ways that you can support local business during the summer. Places you can take your kids to, things that you can do around town that won't cost as much money or as much gas to get to. But we're going to be talking about that a little bit as well. And then, Woody, I wanted to chat with you for a second about your new season dropped, right? For Why So Cold?
Yeah. We just start. Well, I recorded it and then I just couldn't wait.
I thought it was early.
Yeah,
I was excited to see it.
I'm the worst with that. Like, I get so excited. Like, I did it and then I was like, oh, I'm done. Let's go. Just because I do get, not to brag. I'm not bragging, by the way. This is not me bragging. Mm-hmm. But I do get a lot of requests emailed to me like, hey, and then I was like, well, I kind of want to keep people interested. So, and plus this case was like, oh, come on. It's just heartbreaking, and why sit on it longer? So yes, it dropped yesterday.
Well, and what is it on? Victoria?
Veronica Hepworth. Yes, that is. It's a case that happened back in 1982 in Loudoun County.
I haven't heard of. I think the crazy thing is like I've listened to your whole first season now. I finished it. Yeah. I finished it.
Yep.
That's what I like to listen to when I'm which is weird, when I'm by myself at work. Yeah. Like some nights I'll just sit there and listen to, which is kind of also creepy because you're listening to like, cold case stuff when you're alone, which is, I don't know, it's kind of weird. But I haven't had a chance to listen to the new one, but I haven't, some of these people I've never even heard of, which I think is what you're trying to do, is bring awareness to those people that people have never even heard of. Like, I knew of a few of them, but a lot of the ones that you have put out there, it has really intrigued me, because I'm thinking to myself, how have we not heard about all this stuff?
Yeah. Some of them are they're very frustrating because you wonder why they haven't been solved, but also there are cases that you, like you said, you've never heard of. And so it takes a lot of research to get a little bit of information for some of these cases, because there's nothing out there. And that was one of the things with this podcast, is that we are presenting the information that is available to the public. Like, there is no real speculation in this one. There's no, there's a little bit of investigating, but really it's just the facts that everybody knows. And it's one, just so that people can still be aware of the case. And two, I encourage people to go to the website and download the source materials and do more research, or heck, if you do podcasts, do your own episode on it just to keep it alive. So these cases are heartbreaking. And this season I'm venturing into, which is, it breaks your heart. A lot of the girls are younger, the cold cases. And then I'm actually doing some veterans that are cold cases. So this upcoming season, I'm they're kind of all over the board, but again, they're names that you haven't heard of a lot. So I appreciate anybody listening. And then if they go to the website to really further the research, just keep it alive. I think that's the least that we can do to these.
Don't send it to Woody, right? I'm just kidding.
You can send it to me. I get a lot of weird requests at 2 a.m. So. So I do respond to some. I'm gonna
make up a pseudonym name and start just sending you crazy things just to see if you like.
I got a
if you
special
answer
folder
me.
for it. Don't worry.
You're gonna be like, "Who's this crazy?"
I'll have to play the recordings, the hotline that I set up. I have a non-public appropriate folder where people like to call late at night and leave me their innermost thoughts. Apparently, so.
Oh my gosh, I so need that number.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna call.
I can't tell you the paranormal. Like I have had multiple calls saying they've seen Bigfoot in Walmart, and then it takes me a second. Then they go in detail why they think it's Bigfoot, and then it's ridiculous.
Wait a minute. Is this around Halloween?
You can't, we can't. Yeah.
Okay, let's not get into it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
We take up a whole hour, and I got guests today.
Yes. That are way more entertaining than the weird stories that I have. So
now let me just ask real quick, and I think we've covered this before. Are you going to start reaching out more like outside of Virginia? Or are you still trying to focus more on just all the Virginia cases?
Probably after this season. I've been venturing into North Carolina. And I'll probably go to like I'm trying to like just gradually go out. I'm still trying to stay to places where I can travel if need be.
Mm-hmm.
That won't. But if gas keeps going up, it's going to be cases within like a 5-mile radius. So
you're gonna be hanging out.
No, it'll probably be. This season is Virginia and North Carolina. I think I've got one in Tennessee, and then probably the one after that, you'll start seeing me venture out a little bit more.
I can see you're going to be going down to just so you can go to Disney more often. You'll be doing like Florida.
In Florida.
I feel like I'm just down here at Disney.
Well, I'll tell you, the weird part is like whenever you want to look, and I'm not trying to pick on Henrico County, but whenever I need a cold case, like I'm like, well, I wonder if there's like they always have cold cases. Like it's the weirdest thing. Yeah. So, but there are some locations that they have one cold case. That's it. And that's the one we cover. But some of them have, the list of them every year. So it's kind of crazy, the different areas of Virginia and how diverse they are with the statistics. So,
well, I think it's a great thing that you're doing because you never know when one person may have the one thing that'll blow like the whole case wide open. And then Woody would be like the hero. No, I'm just kidding.
I will tell you this off the record. I've been told by several officers and people that are associated with some of the cases that I have done, that I know of at least 3 cases in season 1 that could be solved with the right tip. They know who did it. They know they're right. They're like 2 seconds away from solving it. They just need that one phone call, that one tip. So like if you listen and you know anything, really call. So because it could be the difference maker. I know for a fact there are 3 that could be solved if the right person called. So.
And you can't say which 3 they are?
I can't say which 3. I can't say.
Well.
Maybe once they're solved, you'll.
Well, okay. Well, that doesn't help me now.
I can't do it.
Okay. Well, anyway. Well, thank you again. I love bringing up that your podcast because, for everything that you do for us here by hosting Talk Local to Me, I like to make sure that we're pushing out our other podcast friends and, of course, yours because you do produce all of them. So, might as well give you a shout out too. So good job.
Thank you very much.
But I do listen because I think it's a great show.
Thank you.
So anyway, back to Talk Local to Me today. I do have with me in the studio 2 guests. And about 2 weeks ago, we chatted a little bit with Robert with Southeastern Media and Woody about marketing and ways businesses can market, especially now small businesses with prices rising and things going up. And, how is the best way to make that return on investment and things like that. And so today, I wanted to kind of expand upon that and talk with another business member of ours. And so I have Allie Berger and Laurel Fogel here with me. They are co-owners of ALLAUR. And they work on business branding and, helping with event, and yes. And so that's events. That's all I'm going to say about that right now because I probably need you guys in my life. Which we've talked about. So, but I brought them in because I wanted to talk to them because they are there to help businesses as well with some of those difficult decisions and bringing your business to life in different places with branding and things like that. So, good afternoon. I was going to say good morning, but it's not morning anymore.
Hello.
It's nice to have you guys in here with me, and learning more about your business. And honestly, this is one of the things I love about having this podcast because it gives me the opportunity to learn more about my members when I have you guys in here too, just kind of chatting and talking. So I wanted to kind of start off asking you guys a little bit about ALLAUR itself. And, tell us a little bit about what you guys do and the backstory of how you guys got started.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having us. We're excited to be here. A little bit about us at ALLAUR. We are culture makers, and to us, culture is the shared cultivation of a way of life. And so we like to help our customers and our clients help share life with the communities that they're hoping to impact. And there are a couple ways that we do that. One is through branding and building brilliant brands. So that would be your logo, visual identity, your messaging. Then we go into marketing. So marketing is building a website, it's marketing strategy, social media, paid, email marketing. And then we love creating memorable experiences. And we will work with clients to throw great events and also pair excellent marketing with those events.
And I think it's important to note you're talking about logos and branding. And one of the things I see a lot of businesses do, especially small businesses, when they're first starting out and they're not sure what route to go, it's like, I see people all the time going, well, how should I get this? Everyone's like Vistaprint. And I'm like, for the love, like, let's not go to Vistaprint. No offense. I mean, but when you start to see the same business card from multiple businesses, a lot of times then it makes your business card redundant, because like I'll see something, I'll be like, oh, I already have that person, but it could be a completely different person, but with that same background, and it doesn't make you stand out. It doesn't make you, the person someone wants to pick up and call. So like how important it for that to have that, branding that is very specific to your business.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Yeah. We oftentimes when we are very, very intentional about our business cards, especially because when you hand that to someone, they're like, oh, this is so cool. And they they remember you by it. It is definitely a way to pinpoint you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And ours are printed on soft touch material. So even the experience touching our card is memorable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that, I talk to people about that all the time. Just that you have to spend some money on the marketing, on the branding.
Yeah.
You want to, like you just said, you want to be memorable, because if you're not, you're just kind of clumped in with all those other business cards that people have, gone to networking events and collected and just thrown on a table. You want to stand out. And a lot of times, yes, it can be you personally, but it's also the materials you present to people, that do that. So, I knew I wanted to kind of, you hit on the logo and the branding. So it kind of went with that. So, we were talking about, a little bit about your story and so when you guys kind of got started, I was looking like COVID and pivoting, and what type of, creative services did you offer when that kind of happened leading up into today,
Yeah. So, starting out, we were in large part events. That was just kind of where everything took off. And that's very much still, we love doing events. We love the people aspect and being able to be there and just everything that comes with that. But when COVID hit and events were illegal, borderline minor factor, we really did have to pivot and took the branding portion of what we did with events and applied it to companies. And we found that during COVID, when everything was shut down, it was a really good time for people to rebrand. Because when we came out of I say came out of it, as we're coming out of it, it was cool for people to be able to be like, oh, well, look at what we did with that time. And it's just kind of taken off, and people have loved what we've been able to give them, which is sweet. And we are thrilled to be able to get to do that with people. But that was very much where that stemmed from. And we started with the website in a day idea, where our team would get together and build out literally a website in a day, which was a huge project, but got a lot of good feedback from that.
It was really great because we had people who had an urgent need to show up online. They've been able to operate without that presence. And then the only way to reach people was online. And so we had several people ask us, well, how do we show up? What do we need to do? And how can we do it quickly?
Yes.
And that was where the need for website in a day birthed from. And so we got to work with several clients to walk through that build in a day process.
Yeah, you're right. People were kind of scrambling, especially those like retail businesses who did not have the online portions kind of set up, and they were trying to really get that rolling quickly so that they didn't see a loss of income.
Yeah.
So you said a little bit about working backwards. What does that mean?
So, yes, we actually started out with a couple events that we had been putting together. And we reached this moment where we were both like, we have these events, we have this structure for a business, we have an opportunity. And so we took the jump, we took the leap of faith, and that also aligned with COVID. But in that time, we realized we have these experiences. Oh, we need a logo. So we threw together a logo. Oh, well, we have a logo. We have these opportunities. We're getting referrals. We need a website. Let's put one together. So we had people coming to us. We were receiving these referrals for marketing, and we hadn't even done all of our own marketing.
Mhm.
So it was kind of funny because still we're working on really building out our brand, who we are. Back in October, we had the opportunity to actually rebrand. And that was really cool for us because we built the brand that we truly are, that's authentic to our company and how we serve people. So getting to go through that process, the process that we go through our clients with for ourselves, was really neat because we feel like we can show up authentically.
Mhm.
So for us, that was really centered around creating culture. If you look at our logo, our company name is actually Laurel and my names combined.
Mhm.
And that's special to us because it shows connectedness. And if you look at our logo, we have the two L's, and the two L's connect, and that's our icon. And that really symbolizes how we do connect other people through the way that we work with brands. So it was really special to get to add that personal touch to our brand.
I think, in a way, looking back on, and y'all may not even know this, the Central Virginia Business Coalition, we rebranded about 2.5, 3 years ago. We used to be the Lynchburg Retail Merchants Association. So for me, and I don't know that I necessarily worked backwards, but, coming into an organization that had been around since 1906 as a retail merchants association, and going in and saying, like, okay, most of our members are no longer just retail. We have a lot of different services and things that we provide into different, different types of business and to different areas. We weren't even just Lynchburg anymore. We were all over. And so that's kind of where we did, I guess, a little bit of working around, doing that rebrand and saying, what is the best fit for us based on everything we've been doing, and then kind of put that all into place, which was a humongous, like, it was a very successful for us because we went from 250, 300 members to close to 6, really because of the inclusiveness of just changing the brand around. So it didn't just pinpoint one, area and one thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for businesses to know that sometimes rebranding is a good thing, and being able to look, at themselves.
Yeah. And it's never too late.
No.
Oftentimes we do get started and you realize, wow, I have this big idea. This is actually something. And there's always an opportunity to go back and strengthen your brand and put identity to it, so that you're recognizable. So we did want to instill, don't allow that to stop you from starting your big idea.
Mhm.
It isn't ever too late. While it's ideal to have all of that up front, like, motion will come, and follow the motion.
And I think one thing we had talked about was, your values when you're looking into branding and your business. How does that kind of relate to your brand?
Yeah, absolutely. So for Allie and I, our values, and I think this is for everyone, it's kind of like a core psychological thing, but everything you do flows from your values. And I think with that, so should your brand.
Mhm.
If your brand doesn't represent your values, then what are you doing with it? And we spent a lot of time, we're very intentional about listing out and consolidating, okay, what are our core values? And then wove it into everything we do. And two of the key values that Ali and I like to say represent the two of us very well, are motion and authenticity. And in those two things specifically, we have found that clients see those and are like, we love this about you. And when everything ties back to that, it's sweet to see. But yeah, Allie with motion's a big thing for her, and authenticity is a big thing for me. And when we paired those things, it just like brought everything to life. So even just looking at with your values, who you're representing, is just a big thing. And it's so valuable. And even before, like, even meeting clients, like, it starts from the moment that you meet someone that your values should be exemplified. And people have come back and told us, they're like, hey, we see this. And before we ever knew what you did, we wanted to work with you because of these things. And most of our business has come from word of mouth. And I think that's a testament to consistency.
I cannot agree with you more. I tell people like, and I think that's one thing, and not to, do you got a little horn tooter thing over there? Woody, it's like toot my own horn or anything, like toot. But I need to start telling you when I need I
was wondering where that was going. I didn't know. I was gonna pull up whatever sound effect I could.
No, but we get a lot of referrals to the CVABC, and a lot of it is not because, yes, we have great benefits, and yes, we do lots of events, but I really think what it boils down to is the personability and the relationships we have with people. So, our members are not numbers. We don't sit here and look at them as dollar signs and, this or that. I mean, I can tell you, yes, we've increased membership and here are the numbers, but that's not really the point. It's about letting people really see that you're someone they want to work with, and knowing that they trust you. They feel comfortable enough around you to be able to really tell you what they need and what they want. And I think that's something that, with what you're saying is what you guys do as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's awesome.
And I think there's this, mental barrier that's, we have to have all of these case studies to be able to show people, to tell them how we're serving. And those are helpful. And if that's a need, like we help companies build case studies, but who you are really can help get you in the door. You don't need to have all of those things right up front. And so the values piece is so important. And that's something we also help people walk through and identify as we go through our branding process.
So getting started with your company, what are some things that you guys noticed early on that were integral in running your business well?
Sure. So for us, it's been a lot of the little things, and a lot of them based around organization. So task management, time tracking, developing templates, cleaning up our file database. We found that just finding these tools that help us be more efficient have been a game changer. We started out and we had ideas, and as we walked through projects and continue to grow our team, we become more efficient. We have more minds contributing ideas. So we always recommend task management. That's been a game changer for us. It allows us to.
I am so bad at that.
I know.
You guys know. I'm looking as you were reading it. You're like task management, time tracking. What do we have to say about that, Woody? Time tracking.
What does that mean?
We're lucky that Heather was here today.
Well, I'll tell you, by tracking some of that, we were able to find gaps where in our mind we thought something was taking us an hour, but then in tracking our time we found maybe it did only take us an hour to design a graphic, but what went into that, the conversations with the client, the conversations with our team, the drafts, the approvals. And so in our mind what was an hour was in actuality 3.
Yeah.
And so we were able to find those gaps and recognize something actually takes us X amount of time. Therefore, that impacts the time, like the amount of projects we can take on, the cost, it changed everything. So if you're not tracking your time,
Do it.
Do it. Yeah.
You spend more time in places that you don't think.
Yeah, there's no way I just work 40 hours a week.
Oh,
like,
absolutely
and I'm one of those people too. Like, I'll be sitting here and I'll be like on a good roll. I'll be like, I'm doing this. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, squirrel. And I'm over this way.
No.
And there's like, I'm gone.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's nuts. And those are the type of things like I think a lot of people have trouble with. It's not just me, everyone. I'm just saying it can't just be me. But all of these things that you're talking about, I just started the Calendly thing, and which I'm so excited for, because now I actually have it where like my members can schedule their radio and podcast dates. And I'm not sitting here, wondering who is on today, or do I have anyone today, or let me chase you down and see if you want to come talk with me. So we have this newer streamlined system. So it's taking off my plate a little bit. So I'm trying to learn the ways of the world of not just, coming in by the seat of my pants and just doing whatever. But
we will say we didn't implement all of this at one time.
No.
Okay, good.
So
It's been a process.
It's a process, and it's been good that it's been a process, because you're forming habits. Like you said, the squirrel mentality, time tracking really brings you back, because you realize, oh, I've now got to stop the clock, start it on something else, and it's painful. So you're now creating new habits and new rhythms. And so we don't recommend trying to start implementing all of this at one time. You will lose your mind.
And your team, if you're working with a team of people, they might hate you if you try to do it all at once.
I'm just going to start working on like, okay, I'm going to show up on time today. Here I am.
Yeah.
I'm here today.
It's little things.
Yes. And then I also, you were talking about just being available for people.
Yeah.
That's another big thing.
Absolutely. So with 95% of our client base being word of mouth, a lot of that has been just being available to people, and spending the time getting to know people and nurturing new connections and relationships, and really making the most of every opportunity. So rarely turning down coffee. And just, I know some people can see that as an interruption. And it's easy to be like, but I have so much to do. But something Allie and I are trying to be intentional about, in valuing people in that way, is blocking off that time where it's like, no, those are work hours, and we do value that. And that is something that we want to make time, set aside time for.
I rarely turn down coffee either.
Yeah.
But you're right. So you guys, now when someone calls or someone's looking to, meet with you initially, do y'all just set up kind of those one-on-one appointments to where you can do most of it face-to-face, or do you do a lot of it over the phone, or does it kind of depend on where the person's coming from?
Yeah. So that's definitely been interesting this year so Allie moved to Virginia in October, and I moved like maybe a month ago. So
welcome.
Thank you. So we've been in different states, different time zones, and we've kind of had to finesse that. But now we love to meet in person. It's just like, it's so much more personable and real. It's real life. So we love to meet in person. We'll block off like an hour and just sit and talk with someone, figure out who they are, what they do. And we love to just hear about those things.
And again, I can't stress enough how much the person, just the relationship of being in person, you can, and also how people take things out of context when you're talking to them, whether it's through text or email, or, the other day my mom sent me this thing and like, it was all caps. And I was like, why are you yelling at me? And she's like, I'm not yelling at you. I was like, yes, you are, per like texting rules. You were yelling at me. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And like, yeah, okay, that's just my mom. Sure. But there are people who you can never, you sit there and go, are they upset with something I did? Or but being able to have that personability, the talking, the one-on-one, I think that's really important. But y'all do work with clients outside of our area too.
Yes, we are nationwide.
We do. So for those wonderful relationships, we do hop on a Zoom, or we actually use Google Meet. But again, we are intentional. A lot of our clients, we make sure we have at least one, if not two touch points a month where we're connecting with them. We're going through what's going on in their businesses and their lives, and kind of strategizing what's working, what we can pivot, what we can build upon. So connection and those touch points are really important to us. And it's been fun that we do get to work with clients all over.
Mhm.
We've met some really cool people.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where my goal is. Okay, so we started off here in Central Virginia,
Yeah.
Virginia. And, so we have members in Amherst, through, and so we've started moving into Roanoke, which is technically, I think, Southwest Virginia. So then I'm like, then we had someone message us one day. They're like, hey, can we join? We're in Richmond. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of like, what happens? Like, I keep joking with them, like, we're going to become like the Central Virginia Business Coalition, like North Carolina division. I said, but larger companies had to start somewhere, right? And then they grow. And so I think even if you're small now, think big, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I'm thinking.
We joke, we say that we're building an empire.
Yes, exactly.
That's truly, what you're doing. You're building community, and you have a chance to grow it into something incredible.
And I think that so many small businesses throughout this whole pandemic, seeing how many have grown or even started during COVID, and you're seeing them move into different, they're either adding second locations or they're adding on to their business. I have a local coffee shop that he's getting ready to open up his third coffee, third coffee shop. He messaged me over the weekend. He was like, hey, do you want to do a ribbon cutting? And I was like, always. Like, what am I doing one for today? And now we're talking about naming a coffee after me, because I was like, look, guy, I was like, I need a frozen mocha cafe with no whip. Needs to be called the Heather or the Alto or something cool like that, right?
It.
So we're gonna start a petition. But I think that's really important for people to think big, and I love that you guys work with clients all over, because I think that gives you guys kind of I don't know, it's not really like a reach, but you're learning from all different areas, and you can bring those things to different people. And I just think it's really neat.
It's really cool when worlds connect, when we're able to connect clients or communities. It's been fun to see that lived out.
And that's what I love too, because this podcast, we have listeners from all over. They're not all just right here in our area. So, if you're listening from, Tennessee or Kentucky or, I don't know where, if I have two people that are listening outside of the state, I don't know where they are, but, we can service you. That's what Talk Local to me is all about. It's not just about like local. I mean, it is local, but it's local everywhere, local business in general.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about how you serve your clients in the community, like the different service types, and things that you guys, you do. So what different services do you offer? I know we've kind of talked about the branding, but can we like pigeonhole like different things?
Yeah. So with branding, we build visual identity. So your visual identity would be your logo, your colors, your font stacks, really helping figure out how you show up visually and creating consistency around your brand. That's really, really important, because you're now creating brand recognition. We even dive into messaging, who you are, how you talk about who you are, how you want others to feel about you. And we kind of work through that together, because that really steers the direction of your business. So we work on setting the foundation, and then we go into implementation. So we look at marketing, and with marketing, your website is a huge piece of that. Then we build marketing strategies. Oftentimes that might include social media. So we dive into what channel should you be showing up online. To determine that, we really build out target personas. We understand what journey we want to take them on. And then the strategy is really picking out the stops on that journey. So that might be Facebook. That might be LinkedIn. It might be starting on Google through some ads. It might be email and showing up in someone's inbox in a drip campaign. But we work with our clients to determine what that journey is, and then we help them build that out. And then lastly, we create event experiences. And for us, that, takes on different sizes and shapes. We develop corporate events. So we'll go into businesses and help them create experiences for their employees. But then we'll also work with the community, through community events, fundraisers. So we've done retreats. Really, the sky is the limit there. We love sitting down and brainstorming ideas. But not only do we help coordinate and plan the events, we provide day of services. We help with the marketing, so the PR behind it, we have a passion for really creating a full, strong experience in connecting people. So that's not just connection around the event, but maintaining that connection between events. So we like to kind of bridge that gap for our clients.
That's one of the things that I know, we were talking about doing, some work with you guys with events. And I know that's one thing that I struggle with is we do so many events. It's like, how do you get that connection? Like, okay, so for example, Christmas in July is coming up. Okay, so we're promoting it, but we still need to be promoting Battle of the Bands. We need to be promoting Centerfest. We need to be blah, blah, blah. And the Christmas parade is coming up in December. So, but a lot of times you get stuck in that, okay, here's what's coming up first, but you don't go beyond it. And that's where sometimes I know we get stuck sometimes, because then people are like, well, we didn't know this is happening, because I'm so busy worrying about what's in the forefront, not necessarily what's coming behind. And I know not a lot of businesses do as many events as we do.
Yeah.
But, and it may not even be events, but like you were talking about, even if it's just corporate things or, having to deal with stuff like that, it would be nice to have someone that can kind of come in and say, you know what, Heather, here's what here's what you need to focus on for this, and this, and help put those strategies in place, whether it's myself or my staff or who's working on those. Cause a lot of times I try and take too much of it on, that then it gets like, it's like one of those, like you see the bubbles and then just like busts, and it's like a big, like a bubble gum.
Yeah.
Like you're covered in bubble gum because it's just, you've taken on way too much.
Yeah.
So, I think with events, and then you were talking about social media. I can't even begin to say, I think not even just for me, but businesses, that's one of the biggest things I see that people they're just not sure where to go. And then they think they have to be on everything, but everything isn't the best knit. Like sometimes it's not the best fit for them, and they're wasting their time focusing on an area that they don't need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think the inclination is, I think for a lot of people, when they realize, oh, this is where people are going to find me, is to spread across everything, and then they can't maintain it. And so really finding out where your target audience is going to be. Like different people are on Facebook than are on Instagram.
Right.
So just figuring out where those people are and who you want to serve and how to reach them.
Because I know for me, I really feel like, and I also think it looks different for depending on different areas of your business. Like, when we're promoting business members, yes, maybe Facebook, Instagram, those are the good things. But for me, promoting the CVABC, I really need to be better with LinkedIn, like, because that's the business part. And I know nothing. Like, LinkedIn is one of those, like, I'll post every now and then I have people that are like, oh, are you on LinkedIn? And I'm almost embarrassed to say yes, because there's nothing on there, and I need to be more active and engaged there, more so for the CVABC, not necessarily my other businesses, but that's, so that's another thing I'm sure you guys could look at, is what sections of your business need to be focused in different areas of social media.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
Heather, can I chime in for just a second?
I mean,
yes. All right, thanks so much. Can I tell you? Can I tell you how important this is? Okay, so this is from another side of for what you all do with branding, logos, everything, the mission, because I do a lot of commercials and video production where I don't have like an established relationship with the client, and oftentimes I am referred by the TV station, or by they need one for a gala, or need what. I can always tell when they have a nice marketing branding agency work with them, because whenever, like, if it's a quick commercial, they need to be on TV, right? Send me your high res logo, your mood board, your color palette, whatever, fonts. And I cannot tell you how many people just don't have it. They don't have a clue. And then you go to do a commercial that they've already spent media time, and you're using one that you've downloaded from the website that's way too small. They don't have any consistency, and it doesn't match anybody. So I am telling you from another side of this, it is so important. If you have a business, please start off with this, because it is wonderful down the road when you have, or you're ready to do something, and you're ready to kind of go to the, to the traditional print, whatever, and you have a vendor like myself that just comes in for that one thing and then swoops out. To have a brand and everything ready to go, your logo stacks, everything sent to me, it just makes my job easier, and it really makes the end product so much more polished. Yeah. So it is so important. So it is really important for businesses. So this is wonderful that you all are talking about it.
And I'm just going to chime in with the high resolution logo, because I'll say even for me, when I'm doing flyers for events and sponsors need to be put on there, I'm always shocked at how many don't have high resolution. And when I send them to somebody to do the flyers, they're like, I can barely work with this, or they're having to piece different parts of the logo to make it. And that takes more hours that then you're paying for somebody to put those on. And so while you may have to spend a little up front, it's worth it in the long run, because you'll end up spending more if you're having to keep getting things redone. And anyway, so that's a good point, Woody.
It's a snowball effect.
I'm glad to let you speak.
Thank you so much for allowing me to chime in.
You're welcome. You're welcome anytime.
The peanut gallery is out now.
And that's been a huge thing. We've actually been having requests for a lot lately, would be your media kit. And so in our media kits, we package all the logos. We have your brand guidelines. We might have a one-sheeter, but we've been building a lot more of those because we're finding a lot of brands have not taken the time to put that together, and they're seeing a need for it.
Yep.
So let's talk about a couple other things that you guys have started now that you're both here in Virginia. So y'all have a monthly girls' night out sort of thing that you've put on, which I'm bummed I cannot come to this month, because I'm going, like, when Carrie messaged me yesterday and was like, hey, are you coming? And I was like, I'm going to be at the beach. Kind of unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I love, that you're doing this, because I think it's really cool. And I, it's important for women to get together.
Yeah. So the idea was honestly, it stemmed from having coffee with several women in the area and being at events where women were talking about just looking for ways to connect and support each other and helping each other thrive. And so through conversations, we realized there's a need. Like, we're all looking for the same thing. And we decided, it was kind of a joke, let's have a girls' night. And joke was on us, because we actually made it happen. So we held an event back in May at Buff City Soap. We made bath bombs, and our next one is actually this Sunday. It's at Blue Mountain Barn.
I love that
And
place.
We're creating DIY boards, but they also have the opportunity to make a lot of other really neat things for your home, or I guess your office even. And really the format is, you come out, we have time for networking, we'll have food, and it's just a great way to get to know each other. We'll get to have the owners of Blue Mountain Barn. It's a mother-daughter duo, and they started the business, I think, when Ashton was 10. So it's been really cool to watch them grow it together from such a young age. And they'll get to share their story, and then each person there will get to go around, share about the projects that they're working on, share about ways they can help and serve other people, but then also share where they need help. And hopefully there's someone in the room that can help them with that problem. So we're really trying to build connections to help other women thrive professionally. And down the road, the vision and the goal is to throw even more networking events, masterminds. So we're really focused on building a community that helps women thrive. So tickets are online. There's an Eventbrite link. It's in our bio on Instagram. You can find it on our Facebook page. We would love to see you come out if you're a woman in business that's in the area.
I think the other reason I'm so bummed I can't come this month is that I absolutely adore Tressa and Ashton. And one of the things that I've always said, Ashton, and I love Ashton. She's, she is a young girl, and she is such an amazing entrepreneur. And so I always, I push, yes, local stuff, but like, let your kids express themselves with like different things, because you never know what will come out of it. And she is amazing. And I love that her parents, I love that Tressa and Joey have allowed her to explore that, and even have brought that into the mother-daughter duo of Blue Mountain Barn. And, I go in there a lot of times, and, I've seen how hard she's worked and put together these bath soaps and things that she's created herself. And I love it. And so I'm super sad I can't be there, but
Aw.
Yes, working business women, please go out and, check it out and get to meet and greet other people
Yeah.
in the area. And then you're also doing a brand workshop in August.
Mm-hmm.
We sure are. So we're excited to walk people through a lot of what we've touched on a little bit today, but in more depth. So what is their brand? How to develop assets for their brand utilizing Canva, and then determining where they should be showing up online and
Yeah.
what that content should look like.
Yeah, it's just a ground level basis for like where to start, because I think that's the scary part. You just don't
Right,
know.
it is.
Yeah.
I when I first started, and believe me, I am by no means any type of experienced Canva expert, but I know when I first started, like my stuff was like, oh, here's a red background, and here's a tree. Like, let's make this a Christmas flyer. I've gotten much better.
Yeah.
Canva is dangerous.
Yeah, it's it's easy and hard to maneuver at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
so I actually have turned over a lot of that to Autumn. She does a lot of my design work.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think just being able to come in and learn some of those basics is helpful.
Mhm.
So I love that you guys are doing that. Do you already have a date for it, or is that something people can look out for on your website or your Facebook
Look
page?
out for it in the next week or two,
Yeah.
and we'll be able to announce more of those details.
Yep.
Okay, great. So if someone is listening today and they're like, okay, I want to get in touch with them, I want to have coffee. How do they go about contacting you guys? Website, phone number? I mean, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to our website. Please go to our website. We'd love for you to visit it.
ALLAURcreative.com.
Yes, all of our contact is on there, but also our emails, Laurel@ALLAURcreative.com, Allie@ALLAURcreative.com. If you want to reach both of us, hello@ALLAURcreative.com. Yeah, just feel free to email or reach to the website.
Find us on social too.
Social
at
media.
ALLAUR Creative.
Always great.
We do love to chat.
And for
Yes.
anyone who's wondering, Allure is spelled ALLAUR.
Yes,
So
thank
it's
you. Thank you
it's
for that.
like, yeah. So
Yes.
it's the Allie and Laurel
Yep.
put together. But
Smush.
so just wanted to say that because I know there's different ways people go, oh, Allure,
Sure.
and like
Oh,
so.
no, that's helpful. Thank you.
But yeah, so definitely, I thank you guys so much for coming on. I love being able to have these conversations because I think, there's so many that listen that, need this information. And we were talking about, like I said, billboards and television, but then, kind of like Woody said, how do you get to it's great to have a billboard and it's great to have a television commercial, but
Mhm.
where does that creative piece come in and
Yeah.
who can help them do that? And so,
Yeah.
for those of you listening, Allure Creative can do that for you. And
Yeah.
so definitely would love for you to contact them if you have any questions. I know they would love to help you out. So
Yeah, absolutely.
thank y'all for being here with me
Thank you,
today.
Heather.
Thank you.
Well, until 2 weeks from now, friends, because I will not be in next week, but I will be sunning it up on the beaches in OBX. But we will be back in mid-June, and hope that you will talk local with us then.